everybody. Welcome to Good Eating with Roz. We're here on 6th Avenue at Urban Gourmet in Tacoma, Washington, and we're dealing with potatoes today. That's right. It's a variation on a theme. You know how I like to variate a theme. So we're going to take potatoes, boiled potatoes. I cut them in chunks so that they could boil more easily. And I'm going to roll up my sleeves here because we're going to get busy. The ingredients are kale, turmeric, no mayonnaise. What we're going to use instead is soy yogurt. And let's get started. You have never heard or seen anything more easy than this. Here we go, mashing the potatoes the old-fashioned way. I love this. It reminds me of being a child. This is one of my favorite duties in the kitchen. It's funny, as a kid, I didn't have many favorite duties in the kitchen. I was always off gallivanting with my father. So, my mother always said, I don't know how you learned to cook because you were off gallivanting with your father. Well, you had to go through the kitchen at some point. All right, so it's good and a little chunky left, which is okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the soy yogurt to the dish, and I'm going to stir away. I'm not going to add it all because I want to be able to judge if I'll need more, rather than have that soupy kind of potato salad that you sometimes see at picnics, and it's always left over because people go, ew, that ew factor. So be careful when you add your ingredients. Always add a little rather than a lot because you can always add more. It's hard to take away, if not impossible. All right? So that looks good. Good, 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 good. Yeah, get it in there. Potatoes can absorb a lot, but you still want to go slowly. Now, I'm going to add turmeric, which looks a little bit like in its form, in its come out of the ground form, natural state, a little bit like ginger, all gnarly, like that. So it's also where you get mustard because of that yellow color. I tell you one thing about turmeric. If people put turmeric in their diets on a daily basis, you get rid of a lot of aches and pains. It's what you call an anti-inflammatory, this turmeric. I'll add a little bit more. And because these are tomatoes and they absorb a lot of flavor, I can add more turmeric. It can overpower dishes, so you want to be careful with it. Like everything else, add a little and then taste. And now I'm going to add the kale. Now this kale, vitamin C, ha ha ha, I'm adding, and I'm going to add a little, stir. Yeah. To me, I'm using kale. I'm usually a collard greens or mustard greens kind of girl coming from the South, but I like kale, and kale is a green leafy, so you can saute this. I didn't saute it. I'm using it fresh. So for the crunch factor, but you could saute it in a little olive oil. You can add a little bit more. And now we're going to do the seasoning. I have here a little salt and pepper and cayenne and onion and garlic and chili powder and yummy, yummy, yummy. I had people say this was the best potato salad they've ever tasted. And I wasn't calling it a potato salad, but they called it a potato salad. Maybe because it's yellow and it looks like potato salad. It doesn't have any eggs, though. No eggs, no dairy. Baby, let me taste this and see what on earth have we got going on here. Heaven. That's what's going on here. Heaven. That is, woo! That's good. It's also good eating with Roz and her. What shall we call this? Turmeric kale potato salad. Bon appetit.
We hope you enjoyed the recipe that Roz just prepared for you. We'd like to hear from you. If you have any comments or questions, please give us a call at 253-864-4367.
everybody. Welcome to Good Eating with Roz. We're at Urban Gourmet on 6th Avenue in downtown Tacoma, on 6th Avenue, the 6th Avenue restaurant corridor in Tacoma. And I'd like to welcome you to our Indian food section. Today we are cooking up a dish inspired by my trips, my sojourns to Indian restaurants. I was thinking, first I'm going to tell you, I have in the pot here onions that are caramelizing and potatoes. And I'm going to add to that, well, that's pretty much going the way I want to go. I'm going to add to that cumin, which is a mainstay of Indian cooking, and coriander, ground up coriander. Add that, stir that, give that a whir. Already, the fragrant bouquet of this is just wonderful. I was thinking, as I was coming up with this, okay, all cultures, all over the world, people basically eat the same things. I mean, there are variations, of course. There are vegetables here in the United States that other people don't have in, say, China or India, or vice versa. But there are more things that we do have in common. So what makes the difference in the cooking? It's the spices. It's the spices. We don't use a whole lot of cumin and coriander and turmeric, which we do, but not in this form. We don't use it like this. We use it as mustard because this is the basis. This root vegetable, turmeric, which is also, and it's antioxidant and it's an anti-inflammatory. It's the basis for mustard, but cook with it, not so much, but we should. They do in India, along with fenugreek, things like that, onions, garlic, things that we use a lot of. And it's closely associated with Asian cooking. Well, India is a part of Asia. But also coconut, did I mention coconut? Coconut milk, coconut oil, coconut flakes. All right. So I'm going to marry the two together, our love for what we eat in this country, onions, potatoes, a lot of potatoes, with Indian spices. Peas, who doesn't like peas? Peas and potatoes, sound familiar? Yeah. Peas and carrots, sound familiar? Yeah. And what I'm doing is stirring every time I add something. And what about some kale? In this dish, you can add just about everything, any kind of vegetable you want. Green beans, yeah. Kale. And I'm going to give this another seasoning of coriander, of cumin, and I'm going to add some garlic here. Now, the smells like you're at an Indian restaurant. Like when you walk in the door, the wafts of aromatic flavors just come at you like, oh my God, you're so hungry. Well, imagine someone walking into your house at this stage of the cooking. I'm like, beehive, a straight beehive for the kitchen. What on earth is that smell? I want some. You won't be able to get rid of them. I hope you invited them, and I hope you have enough to feed them. Okay? So to this dish, this easy to make dish, I have rice that I had left over from yesterday. So I'm going to add some rice to this dish. Yes, I am. And it becomes a stir fry. Now you tell me, how much more simple could that be? And now, of course, you don't have to add any rice to this.